So Cassie is suing Diddy. Cassie is accusing Diddy of sex trafficking and sexual assault, and she's also accused Diddy of not only raping her but physically abusing her for over a decade. You know, Cassie met Diddy when she was 19. She signed with Bad Boy. Her music was really good, always been good. I've been a fan of hers for quite some time, even before she signed with Diddy. Shit, my eyes burning. But ever since then, you kind of didn't really hear much of her. But Bad Boy has that rep of, you know, artists not really doing well on Bad Boy. Fucked how that works, huh? But yet they do so well. Diddy denies all of this, calling it outrageous and baseless, and that Cassie was demanding $30 million, threatening to write a book about the relationship. He admitted to offering her 8 figures to stay quiet, but she didn't accept it. Why are you paying someone to... It's kind of weird how he admitted that. He tried to leave a number of times. Diddy would send people to collect her, said her career would be ruined if she'd leave. One of the times she left, she had a brief relationship with Kid Cudi. When Diddy found out, word is he beat her, threatened to blow up Kid Cudi's car, and coincidentally, not long after, Kid Cudi's car was blown up in his driveway, this was confirmed by Kid Cudi as well. Cassie also accused Diddy of dangling one of her friends over a balcony on the 17th floor at a hotel. Also, another time she left, it's said that Diddy forced his way into her apartment and raped her. This is pretty intense. It's sad as fuck to hear that she went through this, and this is just some shit that we're hearing about. So there's so much more. I read that there's a 35-page court filing. These allegations are serious, and that Cassie truly suffered. I think things are gonna get really, really fucking heated. Diddy always has like shit being said about him though, and so it's kind of like makes you think like, okay, not everyone's lying, and a lot of what's said kind of paints out the same person. So it makes you really think. Like, I'm not denying this of Cassie at all. I believe it. It doesn't have this. How many times has it been said that he's acted this way? And his, you know, having money, when men have money, when people have money, they tend to have this ego and that they're powerful. And when you have that much money, you can do anything and everything. Anyways, and this takes me back to when Diddy gave artists their publishing. Right away, I knew it wasn't for anything. Like, it's not like, oh, he's being nice, he's giving their... No, it's because, well, I thought it's because money's not really being made off of fucking music these days. And I think the publishing was sold to Sony and shit like that. I can't remember exactly the details of it. But Aubrey from Danny the Kane, she spoke out, and she basically said they were making like $800 to $900 each since Sony owned the rights to their music. So it's like within the last few years that's what they would be profiting off of their music. Anything before when their music really sold, like CDs and shit. So this is just based off of streaming. And she said she didn't sign, and she advised the other girls not to, and I think 2 did, if I'm not mistaken. But in this agreement, while they were given their publishing, they were also told that they cannot mention anything about Diddy, anything that he's done wrong to them, that they would forgive him for, and they could never ever speak about it again. So a lot of people are speculating that he was preparing for this. So I could just imagine what these artists seen behind closed doors. Like, for that to be in an agreement, I'll give you this, but in return you cannot say anything about me. It makes you wonder, like, what exactly is there for others to say that? And a lot of the times people aren't going to say anything because Diddy's powerful in the industry. He's a known ass person in the industry. A lot of people stick in the same crowd, if you get what I mean. So if these women or these artists were to speak out negatively against him, you can be blacklisted because of the connections he has with other people and shit like that. No one wants to get into that space with Diddy, right? Just look at the Breakfast Club, for example. Yeah, Charlemagne and fucking Envy really not saying much, kind of just more like brushing it off about the allegations towards Diddy. Normally they have such an opinion. Someone even said this is a quote: "For someone who says they advocate for mental health and therapy, Charlemagne's gaslighting of female victims is very concerning. His response in trying to brush off and move past the story is disappointing." And it's true. And I think the thing is, people think it's because of the relationships that they have with Diddy. That's yes. Diddy's a powerful industry guy. But also, You never know what Diddy's capable of. Look at all these fucking things that are being said about him. You just don't want to get on Diddy's bad side, I think. When it comes to someone like that, I imagine you just want to keep cool and keep at a good distance with that person. And another quote here says, "This video just proves how much power Diddy has. Breakfast Club turned the other cheek and gave him the huge benefit of the doubt. They didn't say not one joke, not one thing foul about him. Anyone else would have gotten sent to the slaughterhouse." And it's true. Normally, that's what we tune into the Breakfast Club for, is you know, the reports, the topics, but also the commentary that comes along with it, and the jokes, the digs, the shade. That's what makes it all good fun. But you're now talking about someone that is very industry strong, so everyone wants to keep their job at the end of the day. So you can't expect for many people to speak out and say something and side with Cassie. And when it comes down to it, do we think that anything is going to stop Diddy? Do we think that he's going to be canceled after this? Even if all this comes out as true and it's proven in court and she wins, do we really think anything's going to happen to Diddy? I doubt it. Look at hip hop has this thing, rappers especially, where they get away with a lot, and the music itself is built off of degrading and abusing women in a sense. Not always, don't get me wrong, but a lot of it is. Like, look at Dr. Dre, the amount of history he has in abusing women, and yet Dr. Dre is still Dr. Dre. The list goes on for a number of people, but it's just an example of how I don't expect anything to happen with Diddy at this point either. Just men tend to get away with a lot for some reason. But it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. It's really heartbreaking to hear that this shit, you know, it possibly happened to her. And in no way am I siding with Diddy or anything like that. And just it's all a big question mark at this point right now. So I will definitely keep you posted on it. So you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time.